All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. Not as usual, as usual, but not quite as usual. Lately, as I said, episodes are few and far between for the months of July and August. Just not spending a lot of time this summer here in cave proximity. But I'm doing my best to keep you guys engaged. We're posting questions every day for you guys to post below if you guys are on Facebook. But you Instagrammers and YouTubers are out of luck. But you can check me out on Facebook if you want to engage. But things will start to get a little bit more regular towards the end of August, I think. But we're trying. This might be the only episode this week. Maybe 2 episodes this week. I don't know. We'll see. And you know what that means is if I do less episodes, there's more talking because I haven't talked to you in a while. What do we got today? This is my second oldest concert shirt, Pearl Jam Freak. It says Freak right there. I think it still fits. Yeah. 1994, front row, general admission, Springfield Civic Center, elbows on the stage. Amazing. Oldest shirt, of course, is that Rolling Stones shirt from 1989 when I went to go see them because I thought for sure they were so old they wouldn't be touring again anytime after that in 1989. Go figure. What are we talking about today? One of these days I was thinking about doing music news. That's a lot of talking. Like once a week doing this is what happened in history this week and here's what happened in rock and roll this week. I don't know. I can't seem to get it together. Maybe, would you guys listen to a news show if I did one once a week? Do it like with papers and stuff? SNL style? I don't know. Anyway, we're going back to this last night. Last night in 1973. Was that 51 years ago? Did I say that right? Anyway, July 29th, 1973. Led Zeppelin played the last of 3 nights at Madison Square Garden. This was pretty amazing. Led Zeppelin, 1973, good year for them. They released Houses of the Holy in March of that year, their 5th studio album. And lots of great songs on there. Song Remains the Same, Rain Song, Over the Hills Far Away, The Crunch. I even like The Crunch. Dancing Days, Dire Maker, No Quarter, The Ocean. I even like The Ocean. And then they decide to start touring, and they basically start the largest endeavor that they had done yet in the United States, starting May 4th, 1973 in Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves Stadium. 39,000 fans, the most ever to see a concert in Georgia at that time, their first night. They start this tour, 30 cities in 20 states and Vancouver, shattering attendance records all along the way. The next night in Tampa, 56,800 people showed up to see Led Zeppelin beating the Beatles record at Shea Stadium. And this was great. This tour went all over the place. I read, because I was only 4 years old, I read that they played in the Northeast. They played Boston, Providence, MSG, Pittsburgh. They skipped Connecticut. No Hartford Civic Center, no New Haven Coliseum. What's up with that? Not that I could have gone, but anyway, Madison Square Garden. They're kind of excited to play Madison Square Garden because it's a smaller venue considering the huge venues they're playing. And of course, Madison Square Garden is Mecca. And they were tight and they were rolling. And by the time they hit Madison Square Garden in July, they had been playing live shows and they were just damn fucking good. Biggest and best band in the world at that time. And they were so good, they were getting towards the end of the tour. They hired professional film crews to film all 3 shows, all of them. And that's what they did. And of course, those of you who know, some years later, after some legal wranglings, that came out in movie theaters as The Song Remains the Same. That epic rockumentary, concert documentary, whatever you want to call it, that has since been released in Uber Criterion Collection box sets that when you open it up, Rob Plant comes out and hands the DVD to you or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, this was an epic tour. And how about the set list for that night, which was not that far off from the set list from other shows. But this is what they played that night. They opened with rock and roll. Rock and Roll, Celebration Day, Black Dog, Misty Mountain Hop, Since I've Been Loving You, No Quarter, Song Remains the Same, Rain Song, Dazed and Confused, love that one, Stairway to Heaven, does anyone remember Laughter? Moby Dick, Heartbreaker, Whole Lotta Love, Encore number 1, The Ocean, Encore number 2, Thank You. Now that is a show. Of course, I don't think they ever, remember, if you guys watched my episode recently, I don't think they ever played Living, Loving, Made live, ever. So they went to Heartbreaker and to A Whole Lotta Love. Wow. I mean, you can see the shows on YouTube. You can just pull them up. But that would be one of the things I would love to talk to someone who went to that show or saw Led Zeppelin at all. If I could go back, that's who I'd think, that's one of the bands I'd go back and see, the Led Zeppelin tour, because the Doors too risky. Jim Morrison was too, it was just unpredictable. Who would you go see back if you could for a live concert? I think Led Zeppelin's up there for me. Side note, the reason why this is such a big anniversary, because why you would read about it is because on the last night of the MSG tour, the tour grossed $4 million in 1973, by the way. Do the math, but they put some money in their safe deposit box at their hotel, the Drake Hotel. The manager checked it at something like 1 a.m., $203,000, paltry peanuts, just money laying around to pay whatever they needed to pay. And then he checked it again at 7:30 that night, and the money was gone. No signs of a struggle, no signs of a break-in. All their passports were still in there. The $203,000 was missing. He ended up getting arrested, questioned, and released, so that to this day, it's never been solved. Money never returned, and no one knows who took it. How about that? Did you guys ever hear that story? That's the story of when Led Zeppelin got robbed of $203,000 after their Madison Square Garden show. So anyway, that's your story at 8 minutes, people. You know, that's what you get. Song of the day. What do you think about that list? Rock and Roll, Black Dog, Misty Mountain Hop, Whole Lotta Love, Heartbreaker. That's tough. I didn't even really think of it, but I'll just post some stuff below from those concerts and see what you think. See what you think of that performance. So, Led Zeppelin on Tasty Tuesday, Tunage Tuesday. Come on, practice. Maybe we'll be able to get some more in here this week. I don't know. Don't hold your breath, but we're trying. Whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music, and don't forget to respond on Facebook to my little questions that I'm posting. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.